Are you a lifelong fan of General Hospital?
Are you a new fan who wants to know more about the history of the show?
Do you enjoy talking about the show with others?
Do you find yourself yelling at the TV?
Is your self-care an hour a day in Port Charles?
If so, we invite you to join hosts
Amanda Kimmel
and Shannon Coach at the place where all the hidden conversations take place and secrets are revealed.
Meet us at Pier 54,
the podcast.
Hi.
Hello. Welcome to the July 11th episode of the newly named. We have a name for the Thursday.
Finally.
We had a couple runners up, and Megan gave us the deciding vote. So thank you, Megan. Welcome to the Port Charles 411.
I like it.
I like it too.
That's good.
Yeah. Because they don't really have, we didn't want to do the Invader because that's like sleazy and
Right.
also copyright. But yeah, I like the Port Charles 411 because it encompasses everything that we could possibly talk about without pinpointing us into something. So
yeah, because God is, we don't stay on topic.
No. And we've talked about the nurses' ball, we've talked about the different family trees, and this week we're talking about, the next 2 weeks.
Right.
So the first Port Charles 411 is going to be done by Amanda, and she's going to tell us all about Robert Scorpio.
The favorite Scorpio brother.
Amanda's favorite Scorpio brother.
No, I will give you that Mac is more interesting, but Robert is just more long-standing.
Okay.
So,
I don't know. I actually don't know that much about Robert. And I just want to apologize if you're ever listening and hear a metal sound. It's my Save the Turtle stainless steel straw.
Save the Turtles.
I'm like, it's not, the brand is not Save the Turtles, but when I drank it, Megan was like, you're saving turtles. I was like, I sure am.
She's all about that.
Because I can hear it when I'm editing.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes, and I'm like, I don't know if anyone else hears it.
What's that clanging noise? That's just Shannon saving the turtles. Well, thanks for doing your part.
Yes, a turtle's life. Every time,
really?
What's it, like every time a bell rings and angel wings, we have to come up with something for every time you hear that, and a turtle's life is saved.
Yeah, if you can make that all rhyme, you really
I'm gonna have
make a T-shirt of that. I don't think that's working for you.
I will figure that out though. It'll come to me in the middle of the night, and
you'll jot it down and let us know.
All right, so back to Robert.
Yes,
let's go.
That's fine. Back to Robert. So I will remember this in the beginning this time. I used Wikipedia and SoapNet and a little bit of YouTube, except for I was distracted when I watched the YouTube videos because Robin was so cute and little that then I just wanted to watch all the Robin videos, and that wasn't giving me the information I needed on Robert. So most of my information is coming from Wikipedia. The beginning part I'm going to read not exactly word for word, but kind of word for word, because Robert started in 1980. So I don't remember anything that happened because that would be the year that I was born.
Hey.
And you weren't even born yet.
No.
So, yeah.
My parents met that year.
Aw. See? That's cute.
Sure.
There's no way to tie that into Robert. We already talked about the wedding. That was Luke and Laura wedding.
Yeah.
It was tied in. So, there you go. All right. So, Robert has a heroic past.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. He was involved in many adventures with his good friend Luke Spencer and his wife Laura Spencer. He has been an international spy for the WSB Spy Agency and was police commissioner of Port Charles from 1983 through 1985, then again from 88 through 1992.
See, I did not know that until I started doing this research.
Really?
I didn't know that Robert was commissioner ever.
Oh.
I didn't.
That's why it's so exciting that they're back. What? Okay.
I didn't know that he was ever commissioner.
Right,
I'm sorry.
See, you should have known that from 92. I obviously didn't remember 83 through 85, but I knew in 92. He was police commissioner until 92 when he supposedly perished in an explosion in South America. He did resign as police commissioner, I keep saying officer, but police commissioner in 85 whenever he moved to Australia with his wife Holly, and then he returned to Port Charles when Anna and Robin needed his help. It says for the Mr. Big Caper, but I don't know what that was. So anyone who has information, feel free to let us know what that was, because that was a storyline way before us.
I feel like I know what that is, but I can't think of what it is off the top of my head.
Oh.
But I will jot down.
If it comes up in your
Mr.
Mac research. Mr. Big Caper. Mm-hmm.
Isn't that who kidnapped Robin?
Is it? I
It
don't
could
know.
be. I don't know.
I really don't know.
I mean, it's not Mr. Big from Sex and the City.
I know, right? Exactly.
It's not Christopher Noth.
That's a shame.
Mm-hmm.
Robert first showed up in Port Charles under suspicious circumstances, tracking Luke in Alexandria, Quartermain, in search of an ugly black statue called
The Ice Princess?
Yes, which in reality was a large uncut diamond that had a secret formula which could create carbonic snow, which could either help in medical procedures to fix severe burns, or in the wrong hands create world mayhem. For months, Luke and Robert believed each other to be their enemy, but when Luke learned the truth about the Ice Princess, he offered to work with Robert to stop the insane Cassadine family who was bent on world domination. Robert was joined in Port Charles by Agent O'Reilly, played by Billy Hayes. I don't know who that is.
I don't either.
A feisty older woman who kept him on his toes and unfortunately ended up being murdered by the Cassadines.
That's probably why we don't know who she is.
There you go. Because of her death, a vengeful Robert and Luke immediately boarded the Cassadine yacht, the Titan, finding Laura there, and stayed out of sight until they got to the private island where Mikos Cassadine revealed his plans to his esteemed group of guests. Robert, Luke, and Laura found help from Tiffany Hill, who was the mistress of Victor Cassadine, and she wanted to stop Mikos from going through with his evil plans. While Robert and Laura held Mikos' guards at gunpoint, Luke confronted Mikos, which resulted in Mikos freezing to death in his own ice chamber, and Luke frantically trying to guess the code to unfreeze Port Charles. He succeeded. Be quiet, Shannon. These are very realistic storylines back in the 80s.
This one is like known as the worst storyline to ever take place.
It is very realistic, and Luke succeeded, and they all returned to Port Charles as heroes, with Tiffany joining them. Luke and Robert agreed that the formula and the ice machine needed to be destroyed to avoid the risk of falling into the wrong hands. Robert left the WSB over disagreements of destroying the ice machine and formula, and for a while he dated Tiffany, but the spark that had captured them on the island fizzled after a while. Robert was Luke's best man when he married Laura in November 1981. At the wedding, Robert was reacquainted with Mikos' vengeful widow, Helena Cassadine, who had come to town to make a huge donation to General Hospital, but secretly put a curse on Luke and Laura.
And she was played by Elizabeth Taylor.
Thank you. I know her face, but every time you say it, I can't think of her name.
She was at Luke and Laura's wedding. She was. Cool.
Yes, at the end, like being all scary. Yep. In 1982, Robert took up with feisty reporter Jackie Templeton.
Demi Moore.
Yes, I knew you were going to know that one. He would come. We need to do a podcast on all the famous people that started on GH. We've said this a couple of times, but we really need to do it. I'm going to
take notes.
Yes, Demi Moore. He would come to town searching for her missing sister. Robert was helping Luke search for the missing Laura, and Jackie was searching for her own sister, Laura Templeton, a model whom Laura Spencer resembled. Robert and Luke were thrust into another episode of world intrigue when David Gray, the rightful heir to the throne of a fictional kingdom, was revealed to have arranged for Laura Spencer's disappearance. Mm-hmm. There's the fictional kingdom.
He's an heir of.
That he's the heir
Amanda,
of.
I dub you Duchess of Shannonland. You are now the heir of my fictional land.
Give me a tiara and I'm all good with that.
I have one.
Oh, okay. I'll take it. So, I'll see, I lost my place.
Sorry.
It was just too funny. I was trying to go right past it because it's fictional kingdom. Okay. He had arranged for Laura Spencer's disappearance in exchange for Helena's financing his coup. David Gray was killed. This is super realistic. David Gray was killed in a sword fight with Luke, and Robert was left to console his friend when it was believed that Laura had drowned at sea. Luke and Robert became involved in an oil scam orchestrated by Holly Sutton's crime family, the Durbins, which I haven't heard. Like, I know Holly, but the Durbin family has not had a legacy after that, which is sad because that would have been another good family. They managed to stop them from succeeding their scheme to fleece the residents of Port Charles. Robert and Holly married under strange circumstances. Holly was pregnant with the presumed dead Luke Spencer's baby and was about to be deported, so Robert stepped in and married her. She ended up miscarrying the baby, but she and Robert eventually fell in love. I was confused there because shouldn't that have been the timeline that then Ethan was born?
Yeah.
Or maybe a little bit older? Like, how many times
We still have to do the Spencers.
Okay.
We still have to do Luke.
Because how many times... So this would have been like early 80s. I guess Ethan would have been a little bit younger than that, but how many times did Holly and Luke get together?
Well,
we'll have to do the Spencers.
Yeah, we have
that I don't know.
Yeah.
Robert eventually fell in love. Jackie Templeton was upset by this turn of events and turned vindictive against Robert for jilting her. Robert had a bad relationship with his brother Mac Scorpio when he first came to town because he blamed Mac for the death of their parents. Eventually, the brothers patched up their relationship. Robert was presumed dead along with Anna in 1992, and their teenage daughter, Robin Scorpio, was left behind to be raised by Robert's brother Mac. Anna reappeared in 2001, told her family that Robert was dead. However, Robert resurfaced in 2006 when Port Charles was stricken with a deadly strain of encephalitis. It came out that he was forced by the WSB to be incognito for 15 years as the only way to keep his family alive. He had no choice but to let them think he was dead. Robert...
That's the one where Emma was... No.
No.
No, because that was the...
That would have been they broke it up by years here. That's why it kind of skips around. So this would have been before 2006.
No Emma.
So no Emma.
Okay. They came down with another...
He was also on that night shift.
Night shift.
So maybe that was part of that storyline. It doesn't tell me if that storyline was part of just night shift or Port Charles. Robert married Anna when the two were on assignment for the WSB in Italy. The two were married in secret before either character showed up in Port Charles. That was... Wait, I have that written down. I have a piece of paper. You're going to have to cut out 2 seconds of my quietness. Because I have it over here. All my notes in my wallet. Whole life over here. Robert and Anna were first married in 1985, and that was the one in Italy that they're talking about. And then they got married again in 1991.
Okay.
After Holly died, here it says it. Thank you, Mr. Telephone, for telling me after I already said it. After Holly died, Anna and Robert remarried in 1991. When the evil Cezanne kidnapped Anna, Robert left Port Charles for South America to rescue her. So that was all pre-2005.
Okay.
I feel like all of that was like way earlier because that was stuff I had not remembered that much of. So 2005 to 2008, Robert and Anna turned up alive in Port Charles, much to the surprise of their daughter, Robin, who was like, thanks for letting Uncle Mac raise me for all these years.
Right. Thanks for signing the Christmas card.
Right.
And my birthday card.
How many times, be a whole nother, like, catch up, how many times was Robin, like, introduced to her dad as, like, hey, that's your dad? Because she didn't know that was her dad until she was, like, 4 or 5. And then he's dead for years, and he pops back in 2006. Here's your dad again.
She's a very well-adjusted young lady.
She is, for the fact that her parents... Because she didn't know Anna was her mom at first, either. Remember, she called her Love.
Yeah.
Because she wasn't... I don't know how she did
I think Anna raised her more than we think she did, though.
I think she did raise her, but they had never disclosed that was her mom. Probably to keep her safe.
Right.
But still...
We have to do Anna,
yeah,
too.
we have to do Robin. Okay, anyway.
We have a lot of characters to take care of.
We do.
We have 56 years of them.
During his return in 2006, Robert told Robin that he was in the South Pacific trying to track a lethal dose of encephalitis. He said that he quarantined a village and torched it, but 2 potential carriers slipped through the net. One was a chimp, and the other was Luke Spencer.
Sorry.
It's very important for Robert to bring that up. Robert and Robin's relationship was briefly strained due to him not telling her he was alive, but they soon became close again. When Anna returned in the summer of 2007, she explained that Robert was deep undercover on a mission to recover black market alien remains. Later, at the end of the summer, both Anna and Robert were assigned on a mission in the Amazon. The characters then appeared on the primetime spinoff General Hospital Night Shift. Okay. When he narrowly escaped a plane crash near Port Charles, Jagger Cates rescued him and brings him to General Hospital, where it is revealed that he has a brain tumor. During an MRI, Patrick Drake tells Robert that the brain tumor is a result of another tumor and tells Robert that he has colon cancer.
Okay.
Yeah, hold on.
So that was all Night Shift, though.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. Can we go back to the alien thing real quick? That was later after Robin had her friend alien, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it was not her friend alien.
I'm guessing not.
That
Maybe
they found the remains
it.
of. Okay. That's another storyline that we should talk about. Bad storylines.
Yeah.
Alien friend of Robin.
So anyway, Robert falls into a coma, and both Mac and Anna make appearances on the series to support the character. It's talking more about cancer, so we need to discuss all that. When in a coma, Robert dreams of Anna, Robin, Luke, Sean Donnelly. I loved Sean Donnelly. And Tiffany Donnelly in a flashback to their old life in the 1980s. He comes out of the coma on October 14th, 2008, and leaves for further treatment in Europe because we can never get our treatment at home. 2012 to 2014.
Wait,
he sporadically came back. I didn't go through and list this because this is giving the dates, but when I looked up the information, it was and then appeared here, and then appeared here, and then appeared here, and I figured we didn't need to waste 20 minutes of the podcast just reading off dates that he appeared. But that's why it's all over the place, is because he would leave for months on end and then just show up for
he would leave for years and come in for
but in these more recent years he would show up, he was in for Robin's wedding, and that was the first time, I'm sure this will tell us that, but that was the first time he met Emma and all that kind of stuff. So
I think that's called a recurring character, not a I'm not being smart. I'm being serious. I think
that he just popped in and out. It's called recurring character.
No. I think that's
no, it is.
No, but that's a recurring character, not a what's it called when they're always on? What's Sunny?
Just a long-standing character.
No, there's a name for. All right, but because I know that you hear them, they were dropped to recurring.
Yes,
they were dropped to recurring.
Right.
So what's the opposite of recurring?
I don't.
Okay, but so Robert was recurring.
Okay, yes. Robert was recurring. So he came back in February of 2012. He returns to Port Charles after receiving news that Robin has died in an explosion.
How do you like that, Dad?
Robert's guilt over what he deems as his inability to protect Robin prompts him to consider suicide by jumping off a bridge. However, a despondent Robert is found by Luke, who tells Robert that Ethan Lovett is his son, in an effort to pull Robert back from the brink. Luke, along with assistance from Holly, concocts an elaborate story that Ethan has been abducted by Helena Cassadine. Ethan has actually agreed to go along with Luke's lie, prompting him to leave Port Charles with Holly to rescue his son. And his is in, because it wasn't his son. As a result of this, Anna is left to grieve for Robin on her own. That was so crappy. Yeah. I do remember that. That was so crappy of him. But anyway, over the next several months, romance begins to develop between Anna and Luke continues to keep quiet about his lie. It is only following a trip to Switzerland, when Anna has been led to believe a very much alive Robin has been held, that Luke comes clean. An infuriated Anna then demands that Luke tracks down Robert and admits what he's done. Luke eventually does so off screen, with it being implied that the two men came to blows. In November 2012, Robert returns to Port Charles to talk to Luke, who's informed him of the death of Duke Lavery. Robert, much as Luke has suspected, there's something amiss about Duke's return from the grave. Robert is later intrigued by word that Olivia Falconeri claims to have seen a different face in a vision about Duke. That was whenever she was the whole having visions. Yes. And recruits Elizabeth Weber to produce a sketch of the other face. When the sketch is completed, it bears a striking similarity to Robert's longtime enemy, Faison, who is masquerading as Duke in order to get closer to Anna. It's revealed that Duke really is Faison. Anna still believes that the real Duke is alive. Robert, John, and Anna confront Dr. Obrecht and then find the real Duke Lavery. Robert finds Robin alive, but Obrecht injects him so no one knows. I don't remember. I remember Obrecht being a pain, but I don't remember her injecting.
I don't remember her injecting him either.
But anyway, Anna finds Robert unconscious, and Robert is put into a coma. Robert wakes up from his coma on October 4th, 2013, and is greeted by Anna and Mac. After some initial skepticism on Anna's part, he finally convinces her that he saw Robin alive just before Dr. Obrecht put him in the coma. I do remember that. I just didn't remember that it was Obrecht that put him in the coma.
Neither do I.
They decide not to tell Mac in order to spare him the anguish of false hope if Robert is wrong. After Faison escapes from prison with the help of Obrecht, Anna learns from Nicholas Cassadine that Obrecht has been to Cassadine Island. Robert and Anna decide to pursue them to Cassadine Island, hoping to find Robin still alive. Robert and Anna are held prisoner on Cassadine Island by Jerry Jacks in the same laboratory where Jerry had kept Robin. After several weeks of captivity, Robert and Anna managed to escape in November 2013. They capture Jerry and take him back to Port Charles as a prisoner. The team then go to Spoon Island and find Robin alive, leading to an emotional reunion. They capture Obrecht and Faison. Anna decides the only way to keep Faison out of their lives for good is to kill him. Robert is reluctant to go along at first, but in the end, when he sees that Anna is determined to kill Faison, he joins her in her joint execution, saying, "If we do this, we'll do it together." Robert covers their tracks, and it remains unknown what really happened to Faison. He later announces that he'll leave Port Charles to help out Holly and her son Ethan, who got himself in trouble with the scam. I don't remember a lot of that.
I remember a good bit of that.
2013.
We were having Madeline.
Madeline was born the end of that. It didn't go into this one didn't go into Robin's wedding, but that would have been in that same timeline. Right, didn't we say?
No. That would have been
like at the beginning of this. How old's Emma? 10?
Something like that, yeah.
Okay. So yeah. So that would have been the last time that he was back before he's back now to be police commissioner. Not police commissioner.
That's it?
That's it. Yeah. I know.
What's been going on the past 6 years?
He hasn't been here. I mean, he's jumped in off and on, but he hasn't been here for, let me look at our dates, and I'm not going to read all of them. Yeah, he appeared back and forth. So he returned December 17th and left December 17th, 2015, and then left on February 2nd, 2016. He came back on August 26th, 2016, and left again September 9th, 2016.
Why do I feel like he's been around more consistently than that?
Yeah, no, it's all just February 28th, 2018. He returned April 13th, 2018, and departed June 1st, 2018. Like, it's all just these little stints. And then finally, on December 3rd, 2018, soap opera Spy revealed that Rogers spoke out about reprising the role in the new year when he teased that Robert would be getting an all-new storyline. On January 16th, 2019, Soaps.com confirmed that Rogers would indeed return to GH again, and he returned January 25th, 2019. So, yeah, I know. I was with you because as I was reading it, I was like, wait, there's information missing from the different years, but it really was just him popping in for, to complement a storyline.
Right.
To actually be part of a storyline.
Huh.
Yeah.
I definitely thought there was more.
I know.
Interesting.
So, yeah, that's the lowdown on Mr. Robert Scorpio.
And he's only been played by one actor, right? Like, there's never been a...
Right. He is Robert. Don't try to replace him with anyone else. I would be so mad. I would seriously be mad.
Yeah.
Like, no. But, yeah, he's been the only one that's played it, but he's popped in and out, like I said. I know the word is... what'd you say?
Reoccurring.
I was going to say reprise, but that's him coming back. Reoccurring role. But, yeah, he seriously just pops in and out.
So why do you like Robert so much?
Because I remember him in the late 80s, early 90s, whenever all the love story was going on with him and Anna, and Robin was so cute, and they were just, like, trying to be a family, and then they'd have drama and back and forth and back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
And it was after the whole Ice Princess storyline, so it wasn't crazy. I mean, that alien part, I guess, was crazy, but it didn't occur to me at the time that it was crazy. So... Right. I don't know. It was just more interesting. And Mac, I feel like he's been walked all over. You said you found some interesting stuff, so I can't wait to hear about his interesting stuff.
You're going to be more disappointed in him now.
Oh, well, see, I don't like how he lets everyone walk all over him. Like, here, I'm going to go pretend to be dead, take care of my kid for years on end. Mm-hmm. And then even that whole as a brother, Max should have been like, hey, Robert, no, you can't go chase after your other kid. You need to be here for Anna because we think that Robin just died. And he never stands up for himself or anyone. Like, he's a good dad. He's a really good dad. But besides being a good dad, I feel like he doesn't have much going for him, which if you can enlighten me to more, I'm open to that.
We will see. I guess you're going to have to wait until next week.
I will.
To learn more about Max Scorpio.
Yes, make sure you tune in for the second part.
Yeah. So I had to do a quick Google search because I'm a nerd. It's a contract. They're a contract character on there.
Ah, there you go. That makes sense.
Yeah. Just kinda.
I feel like if we didn't need to know that word, we would have known that word. It was because
absolutely.
On the spot. Like, yeah, contract character. Duh. So, anything else you want to comment on, Robert?
No, I think that is everything. So,
have a good weekend.
And we'll meet you at the pier.
Bye.
Bye.
If you enjoyed today's show, we invite you to go to pier54podcast.com to subscribe on your favorite platform. Don't forget to leave us a review.
And you can also follow us on many social media channels. Just search for Pier 54 Podcast. Also, we are not perfect, so if there is something that we missed or messed up, just let us know by emailing us at pier54podcast@gmail.com.